And there's a storm that hits in a town called La Junta, Colorado. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's a little hoodish in Colorado, really low down community. So, and I'm a pretty cheapskate kind of guy, and the same with my partner at the time. And so we're down there for the first couple of days, realized it's a good storm, and we need to set up and find a building. Well, we went up door knocking to this guy, and his roof needs to get fixed, but he already filed a claim, and he already spent the money. So then we find out he has a funeral home that needs to get fixed as well, and he spent the money on that. So we start talking to him, find out the guy at the funeral home has an entire lower level, the basement, that he could give to us. So we swapped services for like a year and a half. We lived and stayed in the bottom of a funeral home of this place. Now you have to understand, this is a full functioning funeral home. This is where they bring the bodies in, embalm the bodies at this facility, and then do the service, right? So there are many times we're coming to the funeral home and you go in the basement and you smell the formaldehyde in there. Now, to top this off, right? So this isn't like the Ritz-Carlton part of Colorado. In the bathroom that they have selected there, the piping system for the embalming fluid flows underneath the bathroom, and the embalming fluid or the red dye would fall from the ceiling to the floor when they were doing this process. So you kind of had to clean it. It's a little nuts. I tell the story sometimes in this, and just like, so we would bring people down as door knockers. This is great. Right? So we would invite someone to come over. Hey, look, it's great. We need some door knockers and whatever. Not really tell them where we're staying. We got beds and all this. It's just a giant room, air mattresses and all this other stuff, and shower. And then we pull up to a funeral home at the end of the day working. And be like, okay, let's go. And they're like, where are we going? Like, this is a funeral home. We're going into the back door of a funeral house, embalming fluid. This is where we stay. It's great, right? Granted, we cycled through a lot of door knockers at that time. Like, sure. It's horrible because it's like a 3-4 hour drive to go anywhere. The hotels are so far. Like, it's just, they have no option but to stay with us, but like just completely terrified. Let me no sleep. It's great.
So that is a wild time.
I thought that would be a more wild story for you on that side. So
that's a fantastic story. Wow. So wait, how long were you in the funeral home?
About a year and a half, because it takes that long. But we would only be down there for 3-4 days, come back in 3-4 days. But we needed a place to stay. They had a little fenced area that we were able to put some shingles in a little yard. It worked out great, but it was in a funeral home. It was quite ecstatic. I have some of those fun stories there. I feel surprised I did that as a owner of a company or whatever, and bring my staff down there and sales guys, and we did it. It worked. It was good.
That is incredible. So staying in a funeral home, anything ever, any spookiness happen? Was any stories there?
Spooky story. Okay, so we're down the bottom of the funeral home. I'm watching at the time a little iPad hooked up in the internet, watching some show. I'm sitting there, and out of the corner of my eye, I see what I think is a bird flying through the room, and I'm like, man, that's odd, right? And he's flying weird, and I'm like, that's a freaking bat, right? And I'm like, how is there a freaking bat in a funeral home? I'm thinking Count Dracula, all of a sudden, what is this? Yeah, it's got to come, and I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm sleeping with a bat flying around and gonna suck my blood and a funeral home. It's just not gonna happen. Now my buddy next to me, apparently, I don't know, he loves bats. He's like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm like, not a freaking big deal, dude. There's no way I'm going to bed. So we're trying to catch this bat. So we corral it to one room somehow, get it in this room. I have a pillow. I have no objects to kill a bat or catch a bat. So I have this pillow. I'm trying to hit the bat, and they're really agile, by the way, if you're ever curious, trying to hit a bat with a pillow. And then my buddy has the gall to say, you're swinging too hard, you might kill it. And I'm like, what are we going to save the bat from I don't get the concept here. Yeah, my goal is to kill the bat. I have no remorse in killing bats, if you're curious. So eventually I whacked the bat, hit it real hard. My buddy, the other sales guy, he is in tears over me killing the bat. I'm shocked. He's sad I killed the bat. We killed the bat. We threw it away outside, and that was a fun little story. Now, if you slept there by yourself at night, everyone slept with the light on. There was no one slept with the light off. You just slept with the light on. There was you didn't sleep with the lights off in that. If you were there with other people, it's not a big deal, but by yourself, if you stayed there all by yourself, you slept. There was no one that slept with the lights off. It was just kind of a little too spooky.
Yeah. So, I understand. I would probably also leave a light on.
It just I don't know. It's just, you're I'm leaving the light on. I don't really care. I just don't care. So yeah.
I love it.
Fun stories. Old classic stuff.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Greg. These have been fantastic stories.
Great talking to you. Yeah, hopefully you have fun using them and sharing them.
Sounds good. Sounds good.